Hello, welcome, I'm Diablo, and today I'm bringing you my FPL series intro, or in realism, my road to glory on a fantasy Premier League. So before I get into what you can expect from the series, I just want to run through some basic elements of the FPL. About the squad, deadlines, formation, etc. So let's get into that. So first up, budget and squad. You're given 100 million quid to build your squad, 15 players, and as you can see on the screen, they have allocated prices. So you have to construct a squad of 15 players with 100 million. Now, it isn't as simple as picking 15 strikers, 15 Mo Salahs. You can't do that. So you have to have 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and of course, 3 forwards. Now, it's also important to remember one simple thing. You can only select 3 players from any one club. So no, you cannot take your 100 million, split it up and go City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Don't work that way, thankfully. So 3 players maximum from one club. Now, next up is deadlines. Yes, deadlines. We have a total of 38 game weeks in a season, and the deadline for each game week is 90 minutes before kickoff. Wait, let me re-say that. The deadline is 90 minutes before kickoff of the first match within that game week. I had to correct myself there, otherwise that would be false advertising. So yes, 38 weeks. We have deadlines within those 38 weeks, so wherever the first game is, so for argument's sake, Palace Arsenal, we've got 90 minutes before Palace Arsenal kickoff. It's that simple, but the deadlines are going to be something very, very important for your team changes. I mean, there could be last minute injuries that you get notified about a couple of hours before the game, and you can make those swift changes, which is good and bad, depending how you look at it and how you actually process your own strategy, because the more I look at this game, it's all about strategy, 100%. You're either going to be someone who just plays for pure fun and doesn't really care, you're either going to be someone who plays and really wants to care, or you're just going to be like an absolutely dedicated machine, which would be interesting. So anyway, let's move on. I don't mean to digress. Next up, we're going to have formation and bench. So with regards to your formation, as long as you have 1 goalkeeper, at least 3 defenders, at least 2 midfielders, and at least 1 forward, you can go down the route of 3-4-3, 3-5-2, 4-5-1, 4-4-3, 4-4-2, etc. So there's plenty of combinations you can build and gives you great outlets for points, which is fantastic. So the bench. Now this is based on your priorities. So you want to put your worst best player as the first player to be subbed on. Worst best player, that sounds so wrong. So yeah, your worst best player, your second worst best player, your third worst best player, and your keeper. And these automatic substitutions are processed at the end of the game week. So how can I put this? Goalkeepers. If your goalkeeper doesn't play in a game week, he will be substituted by your replacement goalkeeper in that played game week. So the points he earns, you get. If he doesn't play, you don't get any points. So on the outfield players, if any outfield player doesn't play, they will be substituted by the highest priority outfield substitute, so your priority that you put them in, who played in the game week, and it doesn't break the formation rules. So you can't break the formation rule. So how can I put this? 3 defenders. A defender can only be replaced by another defender. Yeah, that's the easiest way to put it. Next up, transfers. Profits. Yes, you can actually earn profits within this game. I didn't realise this, but it's fantastic. It just makes me think of Football Manager, apart from it's real life. But what happens in real life governs what happens in your fantasy Premier League team, and you can earn money. This is brilliant. So you're allowed 1 transfer per week, before I get ahead of myself. 1 free transfer per game week. If you do not use that free transfer, you can carry it over to the following week. You cannot stack these. You can only have 2 as a max. So, for example, game week 1, you don't make any substitutes. Game week 2, you don't make any substitutes. Transfers. What a bell end. Now, before you start thinking you can stack up transfers, you can't. Easiest way to give you an example of this. Game week 1, you don't make any transfers. Game week 2, you don't make any transfers. But in game week 2, you have 2 free transfers. Now, if you go to game week 3, you have 1 free transfer. So you don't stack. It won't be free transfers. Could you imagine? You would just sit there until you had 15 weeks or 11 weeks and you'd make as many free transfers as possible. It doesn't work that way at all. Now, profits. Now, this one is definitely took me by surprise, but you can actually make money within the players. This is fantastic. So, player prices. They will change during the season. And this is purely based on the popularity of the FPL community. We as players actually dictate the market prices. So, for example, if everyone goes out and buys Jared Bowen, because there's such a high volume of people buying him, his price goes up. Now, on the flip side, if everyone started selling Jared Bowen, his price will go down. Make sense? Makes sense to me. It's perfect. So the more people who buy Haaland, now obviously this doesn't start until the actual season kicks off. So as soon as game week 1 is underway, this is when this fluctuation can happen. So we all know everyone's got Haaland in their team at this moment in time. His price is probably going to go up if he's not sold and retains his value, arguably retains his value. If he has good weeks, his value is going to go up. Perhaps a few more people will put him into their team because they think to themselves, damn, I missed out on an opportunity, but who knows? But if he has a poor couple of weeks and everyone sticks him in the bin, his price could drop. By how much? Who knows? It's all dictated by the FPL. So, but as I say, it's important to note that does not start happening until the season physically starts. Now, the selling price is a bit weird. So you have to pay, you have a player's current purchase price and you have a sell-on fee of about 50%, or it's rounded up to the nearest 100,000, I think it is. And that will be applied to any profits on that player. So, for example, if you buy a player that costs you 6 million, when it comes to selling him, he's worth 6.4 because he's gone up. You're actually selling him for 6.2. Makes sense to me. Yeah, it makes sense to me. So, scoring points is next. Now, as you can see, everything you do has a point assigned to it, realistically. I mean, yeah, everything. So bookings, clean sheets, goals, assists, own goals, everything has points assigned to it. So it's critical that you look at the way the point system works to build your squad. I can't actually recommend that because I'm new to this game, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking at the point scoring system and working out what are the best players that will fit into a fantasy mentality and not just a, oh my god, I love you player, must have you in my squad mentality. That's the problem I truly believe I'm going to have. I can actually say I'm having, because I built a few like template teams, jotting down what I'd like as a team, then looking at the point scoring system and then comparing them to what they've done last season. Yes, just say that's not a very good idea. I would recommend looking at the point scoring system, looking at the players, doing some statistical analysis and building your squad that way. Maybe far better ways than what I'm telling you. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that tell you how to do it in an absolutely perfect way. I'm not perfect. I'm completely an utter noob, having fun, breaking into the top 1,000. No, I didn't say that. I'm not breaking into the top 1,000. If I finish in the top 1 million, I think I would be happy with season 1, but it will give me a goal for season 2 because I don't want this to be a one season wonder series. I want to do this for a long period of time because it looks great fun and I think it is going to be great fun. Anyway, digressing, which I shouldn't do, makes the video longer and you probably get angry. So next up is chips. So for this one, I'm actually going to do an additional video on it because I actually feel these are quite important, or I should say great fun with an added bonus. But anyway, what happens is you get given 4 chips. So you get a bench boost, a triple captain, a free hit and a wild card. And basically they allow you to earn additional points throughout the season. As I say, I'm going to do a separate video on this because I think there's more to be said about them. But that's essentially what they are, and I'll break it down in another video, and hopefully I won't make this video too long. Do apologise if it is. And lastly, we're going to talk about statistics. The one thing I found is building a strategy, which is clear because it's fantasy and it's based on what players do. You're going to need statistics. Now, I'm pretty sure and confident there's plenty of websites out there. I haven't really looked because the FPL actually has a statistical menu, which I think will play a majorly crucial part in helping you, or us, the managers, make certain decisions within our FPL teams. So if you go into your transfer page, which as you can see I'm doing, set to total points by default, or it's set to total points by default, I think. Yes, there you go. Click, sort, drop down, bish bash bosh. You can look at what you want. Most goals, produced assists, clean sheets, etc. There is lots and lots and lots of stats which I think are fantastic. And this is going to help me definitely construct my team. Because, yeah, I mean, these stats are very, very important. But then again, they may not be. I don't honestly know. But I think they are from the way the actual looking at the game and the way the game works. So that's enough about how the FPL works. Hopefully you've got a good feel for it. I will leave a link in the description to the website, and I will leave a link in the description to the actual help and the rules, so you can have a good look and an in-depth look. They probably explain it far better than what I do. What can I say? So what is the series going to be about? So let's get into the introduction, because that's what it's all about. So my series is going to be really, really straightforward. Absolutely bish, bash, bosh, straightforward. What we're going to do is build a team. Well, I say we. I'm going to build a team. I'm going to reveal my team before the game week. Once the game week takes place, I'm going to release a video with my thoughts on that week. So it's going to be either laugh, cry, or go mentally insane because I'm absolutely useless. But in between both of those videos, I am going to be streaming a Saturday watch along. I'm subscribed to iFollow with Colchester United. So my main game, if they're on iFollow, will be Colchester United, but we'll be watching all the FPL games. Fantasy Premier League games. Why just say the Premier League games? So any Premier League games on of major significance and fits around my schedule, because with my setup it's slightly different to probably other people's. They probably have a dedicated room. I don't. So if my missus is not working, I can't technically stream. That's by the by. But we will be doing Saturday watch-alongs. So we'll be, watching the scores come in. I'll have someone watching another game so they can talk to us while we're streaming. And we'll be watching Cole U. So we'll just be having some football fun. Football in the background, hopefully some banter, taking the mick, having a laugh, enjoying football. That's what it's all about, enjoying football. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully that actually interests you. And if it doesn't, I completely and utterly understand. And if it does excite you, I can't wait for you to watch the next video. I can't wait for you to get involved in the streams. I don't know what else to say. There is nothing else to say. So anyway, enough from me. And until next time.